Okay everyone, in today's video I'm going to be going over a bunch of the new trinket changes in Grounded 1.3. And just before we start this video, it is going to be my opinion. This is all going to be my opinion for tier list on how I play the game. So if you play the game differently, you can go make your own tier list and go ahead and do whatever you want. This is for my playstyle and what I would prefer to go to. And yeah, this tier list is also going to be going against how easy the trinkets are to get and how useful they are. So they're going to clash together. If it's hard to get and it's not good, it's straight D tier, to be completely honest. Alright, so starting we got the biomedical badge. What this bad boy does is it gives you trickle regen, but as a downside, it consumes a lot of food. To be completely honest, D tier. I see no use in this bad boy at all. Next up, the compliance badge. We get parry heal. So every time we parry, we heal from that. But we have a lower defense. I'm going to say a solid, I'm going to say A tier for that bad boy because that is a very skill dependent trinket. The defense badge has plus defense, obviously, but lower attack damage. A solid B tier. This is a mid-game type of badge. It's if you're not good at blocking or anything, go for this badge. Really good. Entomologist badge gives you the plus attack, but imperfect block. To be completely honest, this is a C tier. This is probably really good with Barbarian, but nothing else other than that. Health and safety badge, we now have, it gives us lifesteal, but we also have a constant bleed effect on us. This is D tier, just straight off the bat. Intern badge gives us hauling strength and movement speed. I'm going to say C tier. It's not the worst, it's not the best. It's meant for building stuff, so C tier that bad boy goes. And then we have the toxicology badge, which gives us gas resist and dust guard, but we have less poison resist. Honestly, I'm going to say B tier because gas resist is really good and dust guard is just amazing. Alright, starting off with the Brumella trinket. This just gives more summon damage and our summons can poison. I'm gonna say a B tier. Probably I'm gonna say in the middle of the defense badge for that bad boy. Only because that summons aren't really that good in the game at the moment. Wasp Queen trinket is an A, better than compliance badge. The only reason why is because you can actually get free arrows from it if you just spam the arrows from its arrow refund. So this is just a free arrow trinket here. Infected Broodmother trinket, just like the Hedge Broodmother trinket, instead of poison, it's now explosive damage. I'm going to say D tier because a lot of things are resistant to explosive damage and explosives aren't really that good and grounded, to be completely honest. And the new Mantis trinket, which gives us combo finisher crit boost. So every time we finish our 3-hit combo, we get a chance of getting more crit. I'm going to say top of A tier for that one. Really strong trinket, really recommend that one. Alright, let's go over all the elemental trinkets. First up, we're going to go with the Charm. This is just a flat amount of spicy attack damage. I'm going to say it's going to be a B tier. It's not the best trinket because it's only good against spiders, but a lot of enemies in the upper yard are resistant to it. So B tier it goes. Sour Wormhole, maybe C tier, just below D tier. I'm going to say this now because the Sour Battle Axe is super powerful and the only sour damage you really need is for the Black Widow and the final defense, and for a 1% chance trinket drop, it's really not the best either. We have the fresh trinket for fresh damage, easy A tier. Definitely not better than the boss trinkets, but a lot of things in this game are weak to fresh damage. And same with Salt trinket, probably not as good as the compliance badge, but just for the Mantis and the Wasp Queen, bad boy goes here. Dandelion Tuft, that's a D tier. It's not a trinket anymore, so that shouldn't even be here. So we'll just keep that out. The Fluffy Dandelion Tuft, this one is an infinite Dandelion Tuft use. C tier, just mid-range, I guess. You're wasting a trinket slot now for an infinite Dandelion Tuft, which I don't know why you do that anymore. The Billy Hog gives you infinite hunger every time you have it equipped. This is actually a tough one. Food isn't really much of an issue for me in this game, so I'm going to say this is just a C tier trinket. For a very high, low chance drop for this bad boy to get, food isn't that hard to get. Just get a spicy or salty weapon and just hit aphids or weevils or something. So I wouldn't say this trinket's even worth it. We have the Insulating Lava Spike, which just gives us sizzle protection. I honestly don't think that this trinket's good at all. Probably the best D tier. Actually, no. We'll chuck it here. This looks like a good spot. Only because sizzle damage is like for 3 areas in the entire game. Against the Ladybird Lava, the Cold Iron Defense, and the Sandbox and the charcoal chunks. I don't see any use in this trinket at all. The Fungal Charm gives us explosive resistance. Solid A tier. Not a lot of enemies. This is good for the Infected Broodmother and the Infected Wolf Spider. Solid A trinket. From some impossible to block attacks, this bad boy helps out a lot. The Fancy Fletching just gives us stamina reduced, or maybe it got changed to crit, I'm not too sure. But this one kind of sucks as well. Probably just about, I'd say it's better than the Wormhole and the Insulating Lava Spike. But yeah, this trinket's not really good at all. We now have the Right Elf and Left Elf Charm. Each of these just either gives us invincible attacking or shielding, so every time we block we have a chance to repair our either shield or our weapon. Honestly, once again, I would say it's a C tier, both of them. they're just average. I mean, you can just get repair glue, just repair your weapons anyway. It's not really that hard. I don't see any use for this. And then Sarah's charm is just going to be better than the Billy Hog, I guess. And then Sarah, nah, actually no. We'll chuck the Sarah's charm just above it. I don't see any use for anyone actually needing it, considering you need Pond Moss, where you're either going to need to kill Spiny Warfly, or you need to kill the Black Widow and get its fangs for the Widow Dagger. So really crap trinket in my opinion. Thor's Pendant. Okay, let's just chuck Thor's Pendant in S tier. This thing gives us a bunch of different buffs and a trickle regen as well. Probably the best trinket in the entire game in my opinion. Not much else I should say for Thor's trinket right here. Also Giddy Goop, honestly another S tier weapon. Really good against Infected Broodmother, really good against the new Black Widow. This trinket is an S tier for sure. Okay, let's go over the power droplet. You guys are gonna be mad at this for me, but I'm gonna say it's a D tier, the bottom of D tier, only because fists now got nerfed. You need a shield to block, and having a shield out is minus 20% damage. Realistically, fists are really crap in the game right now, so I wouldn't recommend using fists at all. So power droplet, you're in D tier, I'm afraid. Rotten Berry, probably the worst trinket in the entire game. Only is good with the rotten weapons. There's only 3 of them in the entire game: the Stinger Spear, the Lava Blade, and the Red Ant Club. And you're going to need to use these weapons to use the trinket, so... And the weapons are really crap as well, so this is probably the worst trinket in the entire game. Shield Solidifier. For me, I would say it's top of B tier. Shields got buffed as well, so shields now block more. Before 1.3, this would be high in the list, but because shields have got a buff, the Shield Solidifier is kind of gone into the drain, considering I perfect block almost everything pretty much, so I don't really need this bad boy to withstand any blocking damage, I guess, against the Infected Broodmother or something like that. The speed droplet got nerfed. It's just sprint distance now. For running around the yard, I would say A tier. Just for running around the yard, you don't really need to do anything else than other running around the yard with this thing. Just a really good thing to get around the yard, I guess. I have really nothing to say about this one. Sticky Fingers trinkets, top of A tier. This is how you get majority of all these trinkets, unless you're doing the elemental trinkets that have a 1% chance drop or whatever. Top of A tier, just because it makes getting these trinkets all a lot much easier. Volatile Fang, you need the Sticky Fingers trinket to get this thing as well. For explosive parries, I'm going to say C tier. I have never used this trinket at all, and I see no use for it having an explosive perfect block when there's so many better trinkets above it. So, Whittle Whittling, top of B tier. The Whittling is really good for crowd control and just extra venom if you don't have it, or if you're single player and you want a summon, that's really easy to get. Just use the Whittling. Dirty Shell, probably worse than the Rotten Berry Chunk. This thing is completely useless, only because it reduces friendly fire damage. There's a whole mutation that cancels out, or your teammates can just not hit you or something, or just play solo. So probably the worst trinket in the entire game. Sorry, Rotten Berry, I didn't mean it. It's the Dirty Shell. The Nifty Needle gives you a 25% boost in charged bow attacks. Only bows, not crossbows. So there's only 3 bows in the game: the Sprig Bow, the Insect Bow, and the Bard's Bow. I'm going to say C tier. A very early game trinket, and it's not going to be used for very long, to be completely honest. Astonishing Acid, man. I'm going to have to put it in B tier somewhere. Probably the bottom of B tier, only because it's very cheap to craft, and every 3rd hit gives you a 10% damage boost. For early game, this is really good. You should only use this for like the first few labs. Other than that, tier 2 trinkets are better than this. Unstable Capacitor is a very late game trinket, and I honestly see no use in it, considering you have Shocking Dismissal or the Pinchwhacker. This is pretty much just them in the trinket slot. I'm going to put it in C tier, purely because, once again, it can be substituted out for the Pinchwhacker or the Shocking Dismissal mutation. And then the Web Clippers trinket. This is only in Playgrounds, by the way. Nothing else. This is just a Playgrounds. I would say it's somewhat decent. Better than the Rotten Berry Chunk and the Sturdy Shell, but just does more damage against webs, which I see no use in ever. So yeah, this is my tier list. Very quick and simple. Didn't want to waste your time. Just wanted to be quick and fast, not make this a very long video. And yeah, that's the end of the tier list. If you guys want me to do more tier lists in the future, definitely leave a comment down below or like the video. If we get 150 likes, I'll do another tier list video. Simple as that. And the most liked comment will be the tier list video I'll be doing. And yeah, if you made it this far, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.